Oh, what a beautiful day outside. Birds are singing, flowers are blooming. It's days like these that humanity realized
they'll be burning in hell.
And boom! Yeah, so the world of Attack on Titan never really tried all too hard to sell that fantasy paradise thing. You know, the all too common trick to suck the viewers into the world? OP, chick magnet, bland-ass protagonist. And life was hunky-dory due to his badassery. Well, Attack on the Tinies doesn't exactly go for that either. It's just not a very happy place. I mean, maybe that's only my perspective as an outsider, so hey, I won't judge. But as an onlooker, I'm somehow still drawn into the world of Attack on Pinkies, unlike almost any other anime. But the thing is, while I low-key kinda wanna be an OP chick magnet badass in a fantasy world to explore, almost nothing in the Attack on Titan world looks all too enjoyable. To point out that if I was asked if I wanted to isekai myself into the Attack on Titan paradise, I would still probably turn it down. But I can't really turn it down, because I've been welcomed into the world of Attack Dem Titans whether I like it or not. And that will be the focal point of this analysis, alongside the far underplayed importance of Historia. It's been on my mind for a while now, because while Berserk is my favorite manga ever, I've never per se felt drawn into that world. Thank God, I'd take Attack of Titans over Berserk any day of the week. But in any case, even though I'm fully engaged with the Berserk tale, it didn't affect me the same way as Attack on Teletubbies, and after really thinking about it, I kind of feel like I picked up on that secret technique, and I only really did now in Season 3. I'm really eager to talk about them because I find this completely fascinating, especially with how these themes and techniques emerge again with Historia making her best girl. Making her character feel all the more real and relatable. And bae. Anywho, let's get into the meat and potatoes behind the welcoming world of Attack on Titan. Every anime or story in general likes incorporating the viewers into the world in some shape or form. And nothing does that better than an isekai anime. Or a mystery. We'll be talking about mystery. So Attack on Titan, which takes the foreground of being an action drama, really definitely has mystery elements that run pretty darn deep. Fascinatingly though, despite the mystery aspect that's obviously not the main focus of the story in the slightest, if we would have the same turn of events that happened in the actual narrative, but the focus would be slightly elsewhere. For example, with Erwin as the main character. Low-key, Erwin's my favorite character in Attack on Titan. He will be getting a full analysis, but it'll only be when a certain thing from the manga gets animated, so hype for next arc! But anyway, if the story would be following someone like Erwin, trying to unravel the secrets of their society as the foundation of the plot, and what is this mysterious past that led them to where they are in this point of history? The show would be a primarily mystery series with drama and action themes in the backseat instead. And I'm not gonna get into why they didn't exactly take that route, but suffice to say, 1, they wanted a more shonen-esque story, and 2, where the manga's up to right now, the mystery elements are basically replaced with geopolitical themes. So if we keep the action drama as the forefront, it saves the continuity. But this video will solely be anime only, and the mystery themes are written in an interesting fashion that does an amazing job welcoming any viewer into the world of Attack on Titan. There's 2 basic versions of a mystery story. There's A, where the viewers have to figure out the mystery, and there's B, where the characters have to figure out the mystery. This is obviously situation B. It's not like the viewers are meant to pick up anything before the characters do. That's the way Attack on Titan is clearly written. It's not a fan interactive story, and it's not like we will be having any involvement in this tale. It's an adventure to behold. Funny as that fact is, that negates the power of how a mystery draws in its viewers, which, yay, completely goes against what I'm trying to find out. Lovely. Now, if I'm reading Sherlock Holmes, the intrigue is watching his mind work, but half the fascination stems from us trying to figure out what's going on and try to outthink him. It's compelling to figure things out on your own. The way Sherlock Holmes is written is that it gives you all the pieces to the puzzle and you just have to work them out and put them together, which you probably won't, no offense, but Sherlock will, and it will be awesome because you were able to do it, and he did what you were able to do, but you couldn't because you're too stupid. No offense, but that's the appeal of Sherlock Holmes-style mysteries. But in the mystery of Attack on Titan, we don't have the pieces to put together. The revelations revealed aren't due to character ingenuity like in Sherlock Holmes, but rather it's the characters that ask the questions, yet solving them is a matter of digging until you find the buried treasure. This specific mystery aspect of the series completely goes against all the ways a mystery story could potentially draw the viewers in. It's almost like a Nicolas Cage National Treasure-style mystery. The idea is watching the adventure, the action, the drama. And there's a pretty cool mystery element too, as more of a backdrop than an integral part of the appeal to the story. Yet despite all of this, and how Attack on Titan goes against the grain, it's one of the greatest anime that I've experienced to actually draw me into its world. I'm sad when the characters are, and I'm angry when the characters are, and fam, that in a nutshell is how Attack on Titan approaches this style of a mystery setting, and still welcomes you into its world with open arms. Every viewer is in the back seat while the characters on screen are the ones driving, but interestingly enough, both the drivers and the passengers of any vehicle are heading towards the same destination. The narrative is set up in a fashion where the basic psychology of the on-screen characters reflects our own in regard to the series, and I'll spit out a few basic examples of this. Eren's mom was eaten. Eren, with a burning passion, wants to see some Titan ass suffer. So do we. Eren becomes a Titan shifter, and everyone wants to know how. So do we. Annie is a second Titan shifter, and finally captured, but aww, she's stuck in a crystal where everyone's frustrated because they were so close to getting answers. And so are we. Reiner and Berthold become Titans. Eren's pissed because he thought he could trust them, and so did we. Eren's dying to find out their plan and reasoning behind breaking down the walls and killing thousands of innocents. So are we, so on and so forth. We're always in the same mindset as the characters regarding the series itself, be it curiosity, anger, or fear. And it's because of this relationship Attack on Titan develops that draws us into the story, and therefore we feel like we are part of the mystery even though we can't do anything about it. Despite its non-audience interactive style, this character-driven technique absorbs us into its thirst for more mystery aspect. It's through relating to the world's characters which in turn deepens our bonds with the characters themselves. Erwin is my favorite character for this reason, and it's through relating to his character that I'm so eagerly fascinated in what they will unearth in the future. Oh, and the fact that Erwin's character philosophy is literally different than almost anything I've ever seen ever, and I'm so hyped for the next arc, oh my god. But it's this reasoning of really equating our mentality with that of the characters that makes Historia hands down best girl for me. And that's what makes her psychological situation in the climax of season 3 so freaking powerful. At this point of the story, there are 3 ideological sides. There's the Scout Legion, who knows nothing but is eager to learn, just like the viewers. Funny, that's kind of what I was talking about. So we follow them, and it's great. They're willing to take the out-of-the-box options and make strides forward towards an unknown goal. There's Reiner's side that's unknown for you anime plebs. No offense, anime plebs. I just caught up a few weeks ago. But we at least know that we don't understand it at this point. And now it's been revealed that there is a third ideology, and that is the King's side. This is unlike Reiner, because Reiner's ideology was something that existed all along, and we knew it existed, we just didn't know what it was, and we wanted to know what it was. Whereas this is the first time we're introduced to this King's ideology, and now we know exactly what it is. And it is very clearly very different than Reiner's. Reiner seems to want destruction, and the King seems to be taking weird, perverted measures to retain peace. Now, the way Attack on Titan is written, and this is very much to their credit, is that every ideology kind of makes sense. It's not like Reiner's The League of Villains of Attack on Titan, where he's angry at the world, so he will destroy it because he likes chaos, and there's no real ideology behind what he's doing. That's not the case. We actually come to understand him. So now, there are 2 opposing ideologies at play, i.e. Reiner's and this King's, and it's up to the scouts to choose their path, and they select path number 3. That is the basic theme of the entire series, as I will probably eventually analyze in a future video, probably in Erwin's, but that's the philosophy of the Scout Legion. What makes Historia so exceptional in this regard is that she is a unique individual, in the sense that it's due to a traumatic past and mental scars that she fully adopted the Scout ideology of forging ahead and making her own choices, but what Rod told her in this season subconsciously awakened pre-Scout Legion Historia, and he mentioned things that subconsciously she waited her whole life to hear. Being loved by a father, and a father with the King's ideology, by the way, retroactively has the potential to undo the steps she's made away from that path. If this love that she's being shown right now can annul the traumatic past and the scars that pushed her towards the Scouts, maybe she'll have no more drive to follow their ideology over the King's. And I'll get back to this point in a second, but at long last, a second ideology is introduced to our cast, and in turn, us, answering a lot of the societal questions that bothered us for a while now. The King's strategy is a fascinating attempt to control and enforce peace, albeit via lies and deceit. That, and retaining the status quo, never pushing ahead. A perfect foil to a certain ideological mindset of certain scouts. Again, there is validity to the king's ideals, and if Historia succumbs to her father's temptation and inherits the ideology of the king, she would be fully compliant and content with this mentality. That, and she would finally have the love she never had as a child. So, because the story puts so much emphasis aligning our viewer mentality to that of the characters, we completely understood the emotional weight this decision had on Historia's shoulders. Even though we know from being raised by the Scouts, there's always another option, and that Historia's compliance to her father would be a terrible error. We, as viewers, know, despite the difficulty, that she would be making the wrong choice going along with Rod. But since our mentality stems from the same place as Historia's, she knew that exact same thing. Everything the characters feel mentally, we feel too. So shouldn't it make sense that everything that we feel, the characters feel as well? That is the power of the welcoming world of Attack on Titan. She knew exactly like we did. It's a really tough choice, but it's wrong to follow Rod. No matter how much she wanted to believe it was right, it was not. This wasn't the typical main character speech that made her see the light and chase justice. It was her own mind that made the right choice despite the personal sacrifice. And it was her own willpower that granted her the strength to forge on a new, unexplored path ready to face the unavoidable, unknown consequences. The essence of Scout ideology, and we're hyped to fight them alongside her because she is a member of the non-conforming Scout Legion, and she will persevere to keep her head high, charging into the future by making her own judgment calls and by becoming Nux's personal best girl of Shounen. Thank you, oh wonderful, welcoming world of Attack on Titan, because we, as in every single viewer, needs to adopt some Scout ideology as well. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like if you did, a comment if you want future videos on any topic, and subscribe for more amazing, in-depth, or super satire meme analyses. That made no sense, but you get it. Thank you all for sticking with me to this point. Link in the description to my merch, to my Twitter, and to my Patreon. Speaking of Twitter, I was so hyped when I finished this script because I was like, not gonna lie, a little bit on the verge of tears, kind of, because like I really like Historia as a character. So I posted on Twitter, just finished a script on the best girl in all of Shounen. Obviously, my opinion, and most of you probably disagree, and I don't really care because everyone has the right to an opinion. And I am so proud of how the fan base has evolved, because not a single reply to that ambiguous ass tweet was not sarcastic. I got Lord Twigo. Well, I got a bunch of Lord Twigo. I got people being hilarious saying Tenten and Sakura. Link to my Twitter's there. It's one of my most recent tweets. You could read through the replies. They're amazing. Obviously, some people thought I was gonna do Vegeta. Vegeta's the best girl of Shounen, right? And we even have Alexander, one of the greatest anime YouTubers ever, who said Karapika. Yo, this guy is seriously amazing, and he's part of the fan base! Well, probably not really. I doubt he's watching this video. But if he is, shout out to you for learning some sarcastic meme stuff. Proud of you. Also linked to Alexander in the description. He legit makes incredible stuff. I don't know, just felt like sharing because I love the fan base. You guys are all best girls to me. And once we're talking about description links, anyone who becomes a patron is invited to the Discord. And speaking of patrons in the Discord, we have King Beat My Meat, Sage of Snake, Pop, Lazy Ronin, Fernando Costa, JD Fincher, Elaser, Sash, Axel, Frisky Dingo, Rari, MDQ, Praise Lord Gerugameshu, Zindergarden, Sergeant Malarkey, Miku, and TM Philly. We also have the Lord Tweegers, Grumpy Welshman, Large Blab, Tyler Schumacher, Necro, Zombie Misha, Carlos Altamirano, Teakui, and Gavin Anderson. And as the top tier God Usopp rank, we have Dark Element Yokai and Maurice Luis Dreyfus, whose name I proudly pronounce wrong in every single one of my videos. By the way, fam, it's come to my attention in the comments that Maurice Luis Dreyfus became a meme on the channel. How? Fun fact, the YouTuber Soy Boy Theories actually recently became a patron as well. Not one of the high tiers, so I'm not actually going to be calling him out at the end of all my videos, but shout out to Soy Boy Theories. He's a satire, mostly One Piece focused channel. I personally love his satire because he makes fun of the series as well as the whole community, mostly the community. I will link his channel in the description. I think he's funny. Thanks to all of you who stuck around until this point in the video, and to all of you who watch my videos in general. I love y'all. Keep forging forward into the unknown future. Calculate shiz and decide yourself what's right. But even more importantly, remember to stay weird, fam.